Hey there, I'm Monica Spain. Welcome to That Transit Show. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on how we ended up sitting on a bus next to Ken Jennings of Jeopardy fame. And we're still pinching ourselves over that one. And after we do that, we'll take you on a combo bus and bike ride. Welcome aboard. I'm here with Rory Graves, our senior marketing copywriter here at Community Transit. Rory, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Monica.
So I'm really excited to talk to you today because we're talking about our latest campaign called The Transit Effect that features Ken Jennings. And so you were the instigator behind this campaign, or at least behind getting Ken Jennings. And I'm just wondering, I've got to ask you, do you just cold call Ken Jennings? How'd you get him?
No, I don't have him on speed dial. I'm not that cool, but we were trying to find someone who could speak to the benefits of transit, someone who is a trusted source of knowledge, and we knew he was local.
Smart guy.
Yeah, smart guy. A lot of people know who he is, and he's a trusted source of information. He's won Jeopardy like 74 times in a row.
Wow.
And we thought, he'd be a good fit. And I happened to have a friend who was friends with him, and I asked her if he had an email or some way we could contact him. And she sent me an email, and we reached out, and he replied.
And he said yes.
Yes. So
wow.
Got really lucky.
What a cool thing. So tell me a little bit about the Transit Effect, the campaign.
It's a 7-part series. It goes over all the ways that transit affects history, benefits our community, shapes the world we live in. I think working for a transit agency, we internally think about this a lot, but I don't know that we've done really comprehensive storytelling for our audience about all the ways that transit touches our community. And we wanted to be able to do that in a really thoughtful way, and this series is our attempt at that.
Yeah. And before that, you also worked with Rick Steves on a different campaign, but related, right?
Yeah, we were working on our destinations campaign, telling people about where they can take transit, and Rick Steves is local. He lives in Edmonds. And we thought, wouldn't it be cool if we could collaborate with Rick Steves and he could take people on a tour of, all the great cities that our transit services take people to. And we were able to reach out to him and collaborate on that with him too, which was awesome.
When you work with somebody like Ken Jennings or Rick Steves, they have decades of experience being on camera, telling stories, reading scripts. What was that like for you?
It was a little bit intimidating. We're an in-house marketing team that I'm on, the creative and brand team. There's 6 of us, and we'd done a lot of campaigns for community transit. That's all we do. But we hadn't worked with any, nationally known celebrities like Rick Steves and Ken Jennings. So we were also new to doing. For Rick Steves, we worked with Cascade PBS, and they did a lot of the production for that series. I got to write the scripts, but they produced it, and we watched how they did that, and we were like, we could probably do that. So Ken Jennings, we had the opportunity to do the whole thing, which was really a new thing for us, a new challenge. It was exciting. It was a little intimidating, but we learned a lot, and we did a lot to prepare and make sure it went really smoothly, and we're really proud of how it turned out.
Yeah, so. I'll bet. So it is a 7-part series, and did you tape it all at once? I mean, you did it on a bus too, so that must have posed its own challenges.
Yeah, I mean, what a better way to showcase what we're selling people than film it on the bus that they ride on every day. So there are different challenges the first thing we need to make sure we were thoughtful about was not taking up too much of his time. It's very generous of him to work with us. We don't have a Coca-Cola budget, right?
Yeah.
We are a local transit agency. We try to be good stewards of the resources we have. So he was willing to work with us, and we knew we had a limited amount of time to work with him.
Because Ken's a busy guy.
Yeah, he's pretty busy, but he made time for us. It was a 4-hour shoot. We filmed all 7 episodes over that shoot, and it's him sitting there talking about transit. And afterwards, we worked on it to kind of add in all the other clips you see, a lot of the infographics and just elements that helped tell the story we sourced afterwards. And we have 1 episode out right now. We're still working on the other 6, but yeah.
So you said you were on a team of, there's 6 of you, right? So you each played a different role. Your role is interesting because you wrote the script, and it's amazing when you watch these and you listen to Ken or you listen to Rick Steves, it sounds just like what Ken would say or just like what Rick Steves would say. So, I mean, how did you sort of channel their voice when you're writing that script? What was that process like?
Yeah, I think knowing how they talk and being familiar with them was really helpful, and thinking about them while writing the script. Like, how would Ken say this? They're both very personable, and they're total pros in front of the camera. So it was really easy for them to read the script and sound amazing while they did it. So that really helped. But I also think knowing our brand aligned with a lot of their branding too.
They're kind of their personal brand.
Yeah, their personal branding. They care about public transit in their communities. They are thoughtful about what they say. They are friendly and familiar, and I think that's a lot of what our brand is. It tries to be in our ad campaigns. So it was just a nice fit.
Yeah, for sure. So when you talk about this production that the 6 of you did on the creative services team, working with them, everybody must have played a different role, but like, did you do like makeup and hair? Like, did you have like those kinds of talents? Because I didn't know we had that sitting here in a community transit.
Well, we tried to be really prepared. We knew we had a very limited amount of time with Ken. We had 4 hours. So we did a couple practice runs where we made sure all the equipment worked. We tested everything out, had, redundancies built in if something didn't work, and all our preparation helped us be prepared.
So what was it like working with the 2 of them? Were there differences? I mean, how would you describe them?
Yeah, it was really cool. I didn't have as hands-on of a role for Rick Steves because Cascade PBS was producing that, but I did get to go in and watch him work, and he was such a pro. You can tell he's really comfortable in front of a camera and has done that for decades. And same thing with Ken Jennings. They were both just so on and professional and super nice. There were no divas. No one made us separate M&Ms by color or bring them a certain type of water. They were just super pleasant and nice and funny. Ken was really witty.
It sounds like you weren't actually going out looking for an influencer for the campaign. It's almost like you had this idea for the campaign and then this came to you. Is that right? You weren't actually searching for. You didn't set out to do an influencer marketing campaign.
No, we weren't just going to hire someone for the sake of celebrity. We wanted to tell these stories, and there just happened to be someone local who was a great fit. Like telling the story of here's where you can go on transit. Who better than Rick Steves to guide you through that? And telling the story of here's the history of transit, here are the economic benefits, here's all these interesting facts and things that you may not know about why public transit in your community matters. Who better than Ken Jennings, who's considered one of the smartest people in the world by many who watch Jeopardy. So, we're just so lucky to find such good fits locally.
Okay, I can't wait to see the next episode. Remind me what the next episode is.
It's about the economic benefits of transit. So there's a lot of talk right now about the economy.
Yeah,
we thought this is a good one to put out right now because local public transit helps the local economy. So,
well, Rory, thanks so much for being here. Loved hearing about this campaign.
So glad I could talk to you about it.
Now we're going to hop on a bike with Roland Behee, our Chief Operating Officer. He's been riding his bike and taking the bus to work for 35 years. Let's get a firsthand look at his daily commute.
Hi, my name is Roland. Come along with me today as I do my bike and bus commute to work. It's a nice day today, cloudy, not too warm, no rain. It's going to be a good ride today. The main thing for me when I ride is to always be super defensive. I try to be as visible as possible with the safety vest and reflective stuff. I wear a helmet. I've got lights all over the place. I always make sure drivers know exactly what I'm doing and try to be predictable. My commute usually takes 30 to 45 minutes. The total distance is about 8 miles. And Swift takes care of the hilly part in the middle in the morning, so I don't have to get to the office all sweaty.
Next stop, Casino Road Station. Fred Meyer.
So here we are at Casino Road Station. Got our lights turned on. We're going to head down Casino Road and into the office. This is a beautiful day though. I usually ride to work year round. It's been a good way to be more sustainable and just have less stuff to have to worry about and take care of.
And there it is. We're parked.
All right, well, that's my ride. Thanks for coming along. This really isn't that hard. You can do it too, and you can plan your journey on communitytransit.org.
Thanks for joining us on That Transit Show. I'm Monica Spain. We'll see you at our next stop.